Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, the house of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Itazalam coming back at you with another lesson. Through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, it will be edifying unto the elect. Alright. The scriptures prophesy that in the last days, famine will be one of many major plagues the Lord uses or is going to use to judge the wicked on the earth. This famine will be so severe that it will drive people to madness, resorting to violence, robbery, and even cannibalism. We are coming into a time the earth has never experienced before. All right, the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, we see all of these warnings of empty shelves coming to these retail stores like Walmart, Costco, Sam's Clubs, even your local neighborhood grocery store. All right, there's going to be a shortage of bread in the land of Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, let's go ahead and get some precepts. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people." All right, this is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, speaking. All right, who are his people? Okay, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. All right, the 12 tribes of Israel. This is who the Lord is speaking to. Okay, primarily the elect of the nation of Israel, because only the elect, only the Lord's sheep will hear his voice. All right, and cleave unto the Lord. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." All right, and that's what's being done through the mouths of his men, the prophets, starting with the head apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone out there that's in New York. All right, jumping down to verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." The Heavenly Father is bringing famine as part of his judgment. All right, this isn't some ordinary natural disaster as Esau calls it. All right, it's divine punishment for wickedness. All right, and this punishment is only for the 2/3 and these heathen nations, because the scriptures say that his elect will be protected. All right. Now from there, let's go to the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, and verse 25. It says, "And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of doves' dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, O Lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What alieth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son, and did eat him, and said unto her, and I said unto her, On the next day, give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. All right, this is, this shows that famine. All right, this shows that famine will lead to people. It will lead people to cannibalism. You see, women will eat their own children. All right, that same spirit that happened back then, as is written right here in this 2 Kings 6:25 through 29, will return in these times. All right. As a matter of fact, I got a quick clip that I want to show you. It's like a 5-minute clip, or a 5-minute video of different clips. Basically, people expressing what they will do in their sense if that time comes, which that time will come. All right. What they will do whenever these times come upon them. The desperate measures that they will take. All right. And also fair use, fair use.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, if we don't have food on these shelves in 2 weeks, it's not going to be good. Crime rate is going to go to an all-time high. It is going to be horrible. If people have to travel hours and hours and hours to go find a location that has food on the shelves, they're going to be pissed. Listen. The YNs are going to come out of the woodworks. And they're going to be coming, and it's going to be horrible. Everybody, not just them, everybody. Okay? Because if I don't have no food to feed my children, and I'm speaking of just any person, okay? If I don't have food to feed my children, I'm going to figure out how to get it. Okay? And I'm going to get it, and I'm going to get it good.
You see, that's going to be the spirit that's going to be on the majority of Jake, man. Whenever they don't have any food stored up or left inside of their homes, they open up their cabinet, it's empty. They open up their refrigerator, it's empty. Or all of their food that was in the refrigerator spoiled because the power went out and the refrigerators don't work. And they can't get no food, man. They're going to go crazy out here. All right? They eat shitty food on a daily basis anyway, man. That makes them corruptible on a daily basis. All right? That makes them, the food that they consume in their body makes them go fucking crazy out here. So imagine whenever they lose your McDonald's or your Burger King or this fake GMO food that they sell to us in these stores. All right. People act crazy with food in them. Imagine how they act when there's no food in them. All right.
Okay? So this is not going to be good. People in my videos are like, well, I'm just gonna steal. If the groceries and all this stuff go up, ain't no food on it, whatever it is, if I need it, I'm going to steal it. And I don't agree with nothing, but at this point, I'm just kind of like,
So people talking about the ports, this crisis, right? People talking about the Great Depression part two. I feel like vulnerable homes and vulnerable people gonna get exploited. If it gets to a point where people gotta violate others, all of the weak people are done. Y'all done. I'm not even worried about no Great Depression. In fact, it might sounds fun. Sounds fun. All y'all been talking about bills? Not no more. All y'all been talking about work? Don't worry, it's coming. You'll get a lot of free time to fight for your life. Some of y'all, that 9 to 5 sounded more appealing, ain't it? Yeah, look at you. But yeah, there's word going around that the ports are empty. What's that about? No food's coming in? You know, I always wanted to make a kidney salad. Got a couple of...
You see, you heard that? And this man, there's gonna be crazy niggas out here like him that's gonna see it as an okay thing to eat somebody, to kill somebody and fucking take their organs and cook it over a fire. You see? Their mindset is, oh, it is what it is. It's whatever. I gotta eat. You know?
Neighbors. And shout out to Hannibal Lecter. The Great Depression. Don't get me off. You're going to be greatly depressed. Me, I'm ecstatic. And I'm coming. I'm coming for you.
This is survival mode right now. This is the time for you to be surviving. Food, water, things to protect your house and your home. If you don't have none of that, you are screwed. You are done. People are losing their minds. People have lost sight of life. People can't handle what's going on. People are losing it and taking other people out with them. Y'all not getting it, man. You thought shit was worse before. It's getting worse day by day, minute by minute. And let me tell you something right now. Not people are showing up to protect you or warn you, because they're heading towards the deep end just like you. You better be in survival mode, because if you're not in survival mode, you're done. That's it. A lot of people right now, they're done. And you can clearly see that.
People will tell you, oh, I would never do that. I would never do that. But get hungry. Watch your kids get hungry and see what you do. You're gonna do things that you never...
And what she said is real. All right, all these mothers, well, parents in general, you know, they have children, and you know they'll do anything for their children, even if they see their children fucking hungry as hell, but there's no food left. Imagine what they're gonna feed their children. Probably other children. All right, or vice versa. The parents eat their children. All right, as is, you know, as I spoke about in 2 Kings chapter 6.
Years, imagine yourself doing. And I believe the true nature of humans, men and women, will soon come out when them shelves get empty, or when they can't afford to purchase the things on them shelves. I think it's gonna be rough. So we're gonna have to start, I don't know, working out, exercising, really like target practice, learning how to swing that knife, whatever, if you have to. And yeah, Rover might even be a feast. You might have to make a little Rover back there into a feast.
You see, she's even mentioning about eating a dog, and people, they're gonna take those type of measures, man. They're gonna eat their family pets. They're gonna eat their cat, their dog. If you got, if they have a fish tank, they're gonna eat them fishes. All right. They're gonna eat their little kids' hamsters. Their kids' pets. If you got a bird cage filled with birds, people gonna eat them birds. All right, people gonna be doing some wild, crazy things out here. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be mainly the 2/3 and these heathens that's gonna be out here running rampant with a survival instinct. They gotta do things themselves in order to get things. But the elect, we are going to depend and have faith in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Because we know that he is the one who is in control of all of this. We know that he is the one who is sending this famine as a judgment. He is the one who is in control. He is the one who feeds. All right. He even says that his servants shall eat during famine. All right. But anyway, man, like these clips, it's just to show you that, the mindset of these people that they have right now, openly expressing what they would do whenever that time comes, whenever the stores are completely empty. You see? And hunger and dying of hunger ain't nothing to play with, man. That's a terrible way to go out. That is a terrible, terrible judgment. Okay. Let's get the Book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 9. It's in verse 9 through 10. And Salaki, I'm kind of underneath the weather right now. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. All right. And those that are going to be slain with the sword is going to be, the people who are slain by Esau in the military. All right. Whenever martial law is declared and they enforce law and order by the way of, shoot on sight. All right. This is turning into a dictatorship type of thing out here. All right. What's it called? Draconian measures, if I pronounce that word right. All right. There's going to be so many laws and orders being enforced to the point where they're just going to say, kill anybody, shoot them down if they don't comply. All right. So they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. It's talking about food. The hands of the pitiful woman. Well, it says, the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. All right. Hunger is a slow, torturous death, man. People will wish for a quick death over the agony of starvation, over their body eating itself to death. All right, they're going to wish to just die right then and there, but they're going to slowly die. Those who aren't covered underneath the wings of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right. Those who aren't seeking the Lord's face now. You see? Even, men and women, all right, will cook and eat their children. These loving mothers who tends to their children now will soon be eating their own children because of lack of food, man. All right. Some may say that they will never do that. They may say right now, oh, I would never do that to my sons. I would never do that to my daughters. But through the Spirit, man, the Lord has been basically revealing the mindset and the desperate measures of these people and how far they will go to feed themselves. On social media, on TikTok or whatever, you got people, parents basically pranking their children, putting their children on TikTok while they're saying, oh, I'm so hungry I could eat a kid, while their children are around, and then their children get a reaction out of what their parents said. Like, huh? You will eat a kid? I'm a kid. Well, that's going to be the spirit that's going to be out there, man. They may be joking now, but whenever all hell break loose, they're going to be trying to eat their own children because of lack of food. They just going to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm so hungry. I'm about to eat my child. That's going to be the words and the mindset of the majority of these people out here, man. The ports are empty. All right, there is going to be a decrease in food. There is a lot of articles. Damn, I just lost it. There's going to be a lot of articles. There is a lot of articles and news updates and warnings of low food shortages and empty shelves coming within weeks. All right, I'm not going to read these articles. I did earlier. I just kind of skimmed through them, but basically it goes into, like a decrease in shipping volumes into the U.S. coming from China and from these other countries. All right, these farmlands are having issues growing crops. All right. This is all the will of the Heavenly Father. This is the Heavenly Father's plan. Okay. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And we're going to go to 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, the modern day sword is the gun, or just any type of weapon, any type of weapons that brings pain and destruction and death upon another. All right, once food is gone, people will start raiding homes. If it look like you have food in your house, if you have smoke coming from your chimney, or you smell food being cooked, you smell some seasonings coming from your home will be raided and invaded by those who don't have any. All right, killing their neighbors and stealing whatever they can. All right. The love of many will wax cold, as it says in the book of Matthew, I believe, chapter 24 or 25, if I'm not mistaken. All right. It will be survival of the fittest. All right, that's exactly what that Jake said right here. That everybody is going to be on basically survival mode, and the true nature of man is going to show when there's no food, man. You see, there's going to be a lot of criminal activities. That's why recently Trump signed an executive order to use national security assets for law and order, saying that Homeland Security and other heads of different agencies shall increase the provision of excess military and national security assets in local jurisdictions to assist state and local law enforcement to prevent crime. All right. And the reason why that was set up recently, because they know how the people are going to react. They study the people. You know, they've done things. They have done psyops and auto ab KOs, order out of chaos. All right. They cause a chaos to get a reaction out of people. They jot down and they study how the people react. Know what I'm saying? Then they come up with a solution. And ultimately, this solution is going to be the mark of the beast, the MOTB. All right, the RFID CHIP. All right. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark. You won't be able to buy or sell anything if you don't have the mark. All right, so if you want to get food, you got to get the mark. So ultimately, know what I'm saying? First and foremost, the Heavenly Father controls everything. Esau think he is controlling everything, but the Heavenly Father is. All right. But on the left-hand side, the way how Esau, carnal-minded ass, thinks, oh, I'm going to control the food so I can control the people. No, man, the Heavenly Father is controlling you to do these things, to fulfill the Heavenly Father's will, to fulfill prophecy. All right? And Koholo Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, man, the Heavenly Father is powerful. All right? So martial law will be declared, man, whenever all these people start acting out of character and just start doing whatever they can to get whatever they can get. All right. I'm going to jump up to verse 16, matter of fact. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. People will not regard local law enforcement and law and order. They're not going to care about the laws or the order. All right? They will do everything in their power to get what they can get, man. Just like how these people were basically saying, oh, you got to, learn how to swing a knife. You got to, go to the gun range and practice shooting a gun and practice on your aim and your fucking precision of shots. All right. These people, they think carnally, so therefore they're going to die. All right. They're just going to, they are predestined for death. They are predestined for fire. They are predestined to be roasted in the nuclear destruction. All right. They are predestined to get gunned down by the great sword, which is Esau, Edom, whenever martial law is declared. Because and due to the high crime rate that will come whenever there is no more food left in these stores. All right. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 53. It says, "And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy power hath given thee, in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee." All right, this curse is repeating. All right, it happened in 70 AD. All right, and is going to happen again in modern Babylon, which is America. Cannibalism will be back in a big way whenever society collapses, man. All right. People will be eating hell themselves. People will turn into their own zombies. Salakia. You know? It's going to come to that, bro. Cannibalism will be back in a huge way. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the book of Isaiah. And I'm going to end it off on that. Let's get Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. The Lord will protect his elect, those that are sighing and crying daily because of the hell that's being put upon them in this wicked society, in this wicked kingdom that is being ruled by Esau Edom, the so-called white man." All right. And due to all that pain and sighing and crying, they are leaning upon the Lord. They are leaning upon the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And us being the hopeful elect. All right. We are to be in that sighing and crying state, that mindset, man. Begging for the Lord's mercy continually, because we are all worthy of death. So we are to be in this word, to learn about Yahweh Shai and follow after his righteous steps. All right. Be in tune with prophecy and be watchful. All right. Increase in learning. Because while the wicked starve, the faithful servants of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai will be fed, even in famine. All right. I'm going to end it off here. Lord's will, this lesson was edifying to the lambs of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. I want to give all honor and praises unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and also to the house of David. All right, till next time, shalom.